Hey guys, the Quack45 here, and today I'm a game developer. So this game that I'm playing here is Game Dev Tycoon. You can't see the title screen because the title screen's a bit annoying to get to. And basically, you might have heard about this game. It was fairly well known for some things that I'll talk about at some point in the video. It's been out for a while. I just bought it. I'm pretty sure it still is until November 4th. It's $6 on Steam, and this video is gonna sort of tell you, in my opinion, on whether this game's worth your money. And you can also always look up some other people. I might link TotalBiscuit's review of this game in the description. So let's get started. To begin, we have a company name. We have to create a company name, and I'm gonna say Commentary Game Studios. Commentary Studios. There we go. The Quack45, and you can customize your character here. I don't mess with that too much. It's just since I have played, to use. Sure. I don't quite understand what that meant, but yeah, I have played this game before. I have quite a lot of time in it. So basically, here we are. This is the beginning of the game, and basically, as you can see, I click here, and it says develop new game. Let's get to that. We can create an alternate history, a romance, a horror, or a space game. Let's make a space game. Let's say action, and let's come up with a name for it. Space explosion, because I'm creative. And now, as you can see, we are in, I don't quite know when this starts up. If I looked it up a bit, I could find out. But, up here, this is year 1, month 1, week 3. And so in pick platform, we have the PC, or the Commodore 64 equivalent, which is the Commodore 64. At least I think it was. I don't quite remember exactly what it was called. But basically, what happens here is you create your game and you choose which platform you want to, and the game goes through the various eras, and new consoles come out, although Atari doesn't exist, which is a bit unfortunate. There's some that don't exist. But like the Xboxes and stuff, and the PlayStations will all exist, and they have their sort of parody names. So yeah. So I'm gonna quickly develop for the Commodore 64, I guess, because I'm not gonna focus on this game thing. I'll do this one for a good while, like maybe 15 minutes, and I'll switch over to my actual proper save game, which is a big company, very big company. We're gonna have 2D graphics V1, and now I click start. He's gonna start coding. As you can see, oh, hold on. The reason these things down here is because I've played this game before, and I guess that's what the import hints thing is. So yeah, I should have turned that off to give you a full view of the game early on, but I didn't. I forgot to. So yeah, now you get these sliders that you can slide around to adjust the different aspects of your game, and the big thing with this game is finding the right balance to get higher reviews. So for an action game, I would think that story and quests would be somewhat important for an action game, so there's a plot line, but apparently it's not particularly important. Engine and gameplay is more important. There are other genres. I should have done a different one. Actually no. Maybe I'll make 2 games on this one and then do the other thing. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that's what I'm going to set that up as. So yeah, as you can see, these things sort of appear and they go into the right things. There's research, technology, design, and bugs. Bugs, you can either release the game once you finish it with said bugs, or you can fix them, which takes a bit extra time but can get you better review scores. So here's another set of sliders: art, AI, level design, and dialogues. Dialogues is apparently also not important in an action game. Level design is apparently somewhat important, as you can see, too. And artificial intelligence is apparently very important. So we're going to go with that. and he's going to continue making these research points you can use to research new technologies and things that will slowly come out. And then sound is also somewhat important. You have these things here, where basically I could choose to have sounds or I could choose to not have sounds. I'm gonna have sounds because it's fairly cheap. It's only 5k more. And it gets you better reviews. And then there's world design, which is not particularly important, so I'll put that about there. Graphics is very important, so I'm gonna have that at max. Like the research stuff, you can research new graphics technologies, new sound technologies. You'll see once we go into the, into my proper game save, some of the technologies that you'll eventually get. So, we finished the game, I fixed all the bugs. And, now, it's gonna sort of give you some experience for doing the game. You level up and you become better at things. The higher these generally are, the better reviews you're gonna get, usually. So now, we have reviews for Spaceplosion. And 8, 7, 7, and 7. So, that's going to give me a score of 7.75, if I'm doing the math correctly, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good start. It's going to get me quite a bit of cash. Now, the reviews. These reviews here are part of the reason this is where this game falls over pretty much. Because, as you can see, I only got 8, 7, 7, 7, I only got 7.75. Or actually, no, it's 7.25. Yeah, I'm doing the math wrong. 7.25. I'm gonna get 7.25 for a score. If it was 8, 8, 8, 7, that'd be 7.75. But, as you can see, I got 8, 7, 7, 7. And that's gonna get me 7.25 average. Now, I don't know how to improve that because these little, like, tidbits that they give you here are not very explanatory. I've never really had any ones of these that helped me. I think there's one. I've only had these reviews help me once. And that's not good because these are your main way to know what you're doing wrong. There's a point in my main save game, where I, had about 5 games in a row or so, maybe even 10, where I could not get above 4 average, an average of 4. I did not know why. I was doing the same things as I did with my previously successful games, which has gotten me, $6 million in total, and then I slowly started falling over. I don't know why I was falling over, but I eventually, luckily, managed to, pick myself back up and started getting successful again. But again, I didn't know why I was doing that. A lot of the time, most of the time, you'll have a very low-rated game with an average of 4 or something, and these reviews will mostly be, like, just little tidbits, and then the only ones that actually tell you anything will be positive. So as far as you know from these reviews, your game was great, and it obviously wasn't because you're getting low scores. Yes, yep. So yeah, let's see. Up here, these are my purchases. Yeah. 6,000 sales. That's pretty good. I got 36 fans and $40k dollars. So yeah, that game's gonna continue doing that, and I can look up my game history. Spaceplosion for the Commodore 64, 7.25. I profited 15k so far, because I spent 46k on making it. And then there's Generate Game Report on Spaceplosion. Let's do that. That's going to give me some information on what's good and what isn't. Okay, 10k units sold. That's pretty good. So as you can see here, this is a game report. It tells us that action games are good on the Commodore 64. Engine is important for action games, and space and action is a great combination. So that means that space and action is something you want to do. Now, let's research a new topic. Cyberpunk, as you can see, I've already done that. I have a series, Bowshuck, on my main game. That is Cyberpunk series, and it does fairly well. Let's research racing. So yeah, he's gonna research this. Again, will make one more game on this, then I'll go over to my good save file. And here we go. Okay, I've successfully researched a new topic, racing. Let's make a racing game now. A racing simulation for, oh god. Race Master. Why not? And we will make it again for the Commodore 64. I normally go with PC, but since I'm not doing much with this, I'm gonna just try the Commodore 64 out. As you may know, if you have sort of followed, old, technologies and things, the Commodore, and as you probably know now, anyway, because it doesn't exist anymore, Commodore did not survive. They went out of business and fell to PC. So yeah, this game goes through the sort of deaths of each thing. I'll give you a quick spoiler here. If you want to just skip ahead, I'll maybe put an annotation. So as you may know, later on in the game, the game's version of the Dreamcast will come out, and it'll be incredibly popular at first, have a huge market share, and then the game's version of the PlayStation 2 will come out, and it'll fail. The Dreamcast, or the Dreamvast as the game calls it, will die out. So that's an iffy thing. That's an iffy thing to release for, because you also need, with those later consoles, you need developing licenses, which cost money. So in a console where it dies out quickly like that, that's not particularly good. Okay, Space Explosion gave me 125k. Very nice. Now we're making Race Master. The AI is important, so this seems about good. I'm just gonna raise that a tiny bit. Okay, there we go. Continue making Race Master. Not particularly high on any of these, but it's fine. Drop world design a bit more. Maybe, yeah, I'll drop that a tiny bit more, I guess. Drop sound a bit. So yeah, as you can see, I think I was saying earlier, I'm in my garage right now. You eventually, once you reach over 1 million in cash, you can pay 150k to upgrade to an office where you can then hire people to work with you. This has an 8k monthly, or 8,000 cash monthly pay, which is very cheap. But like in my main game, I have 3 people. No, it's 2 plus me, and I'm in an office. I pay about 100 per month to keep that thing going. Yeah, it's the Gavador 64. Or Gavador G64, okay. So yeah, this is saying that they think, or people back in this age thought that the Gavador 64 would, eventually outperform, or would destroy PC. That's not true, as we know. Okay, let's have them finish the bugs. Done, and it got an extra point for design. You can have him sit around for a while after generating more points and fixing bugs, though he can occasionally generate bugs, and it does cost you money eventually, and you get diminishing returns. Okay, reviews for Race Master RN, and pretty average. This is generally what you're going to be getting. For about 5 to 7s is pretty average. You'll occasionally get a hit game, and that's generally what helps you get out of the garage. You're pretty much bound to eventually have a hit game. So in the first week of sales, we got 3,000 people bought, or 3,000 sales of the game, and we got 22k from it. Okay, so that is the early game. Now I'm gonna save this and load into Black Ship Games, which is my main save file. As you can see, year 30. This may have some spoilers for you, but yeah, this is as you can see, $24 million and 121,000 fans. I have only a couple hundred fans here. Okay, let's load into this, and you'll see what happens eventually. So yes, as you can see, we are in a better place. I have 2 more people working for me, which means I can generate more stuff. If you look at my game history, I will go all the way to the back. Oh man, I've released a lot of games, so it gets around 80 or something. So yeah, This is my first game, hard time. Got a 6.25, which was pretty good for my first one. Then I released Code Hack, which was not very good. Then CivMed, which is alright. Detective Walrus is not good. That's actually a reference to Robiz's playthrough of this game. Surgery Simulation was alright. Mountain Blade Warbard was alright. Detective Walrus 2 was pretty good. Splinter Cell was alright. Spy was fantastic. Spy was the hit. They got me out of the garage and into this office. And then Detective Walrus 3, RO Truck Simulator, and as you can see, right after Detective Walrus 3, the computers changed to look more modern. So we go on here. This is the Gameling, which is the game's version of the Game Boy. I developed a Guitar Hero thing for that. That was before rhythm gaming was an option. It didn't do particularly well. Then I made this game, which actually gets you an achievement, Game Dev Tycoon. If you do that, you get an achievement called Inception. Game Dev Tycoon did fairly well. BioShock, as I said, is my version of BioShock. It's a cyberpunk action, mature game. And then Spy 2, again, was a huge success, 9.75, just like Spy 1. 4 million in profit. Then BioShock 3D. It was either here or here that I unlocked the 3D graphics version 1, so I started using that. And then Splinter Cell 2 didn't do great. Heartman was a complete fail. Code Hack V2.0 did very well. Or got a 9. Didn't generate that much money, but did pretty well. It was a fairly cheap game to make. CivMed 2 is alright. Surgery Simulation, my sequel to Surgery Simulation, Y2, whatever it was, did not do fairly well. Around this point, I unlocked the ability to make sequels, because before you could always name games and just say, like, I could make, like, Code Hack V2.0 before I had the ability to make sequels, but it doesn't count as a sequel, and you can get punished for repeating yourself if the game doesn't see it as a sequel. Then Euro Truck Simulator 2, Prison Architect did not do well at all. I lost 100k from that. Then Prison Escape, which is actually a sequel to game number 5, because I forgot to name that. And B3K, I think that was that was something that I tried to do for kids. Because you can get publishing deals. This deal was any platform. They wanted a young game. They got at least a 5 average. It did not, as you can see. I lost money on that. I still managed to profit though. Basically, you get a small royalty on anything that you do for a publisher. They have specific contracts that you do. You get a small royalty, but they get marketed an ass ton more, so there's a lot of sales. So you generally will get about the same profits from it. Then Spy 3 did not do well. I don't know why. Democracy was alright. Call of Duty was pretty bad. Armo was awful. Legend of Beta was alright. Game Dev Tycoon 2 was alright. Detective Walrus 4 was alright. Spar was alright, which is Evolution Simulation. I wonder if you know what that is. Then Aliens was alright. BioShock 3 was alright. Prison Life was alright. Rock Hero was alright. Life was alright. Pretty good. Dr. Him was okay. Spy 4 was very good. Flight Simulator was pretty freaking good. It really was quite a lot. Armo 2 was pretty good. And as you can see here, I'm starting to get right about here when the computers advanced another step. I started to get about at least 1 million in sales per game. That's because I was getting a lot of fans. SimCity did not do great. As did Hard Time 3, yeah. I think that was my 75th game, probably. So I was trying to go back to my roots. Black Pennant was alright. Sakura Sports Summer Something was alright. A lot of these are sort of parodies of game names. You might recognize some of these. Then Hunter was alright. Spot of the Ninja was alright. Terminator was terrible. Flight Simulator 2 was very good, got me quite a bit of money. This was with a new engine. I'll show you the engines I make. I'll make a new game just for this video. Average Man was pretty good. Legend of Charlie was pretty good. Alley Fighter was alright. Surgeon Simulation blah 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 was alright. Furza was pretty good. Biz Sim was alright. Armo 3 was pretty good. Spy 5 was eh. Call of Duty 2 was alright. Legend of Delta was okay. Hunter 2 was very good. Life 2 was alright. Live Space was okay. Detective Walrus 5 was alright. And Gunsling RPG was pretty good. So yes, that is the history of my games. I will make a new game. As you can see, I have a lot more of these things unlocked. I will make a zombie action for the PC, and as you can see, there's many more now. There's a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbox One, Wii U, DS, iPad, iPhone, Surface, the Ouya, and the PlayStation Portable. I developed for the PC and the Ouya because the Ouya is incredibly cheap to develop for. I just get a bit of extra cash from that. And then as you can see, I have a parody of the Frostbite engine. Hypothermia is my main engine. Hypothermia 4 is my good one. Now I will make Weak Z. You might know what I'm parodying there. So yeah, Hypothermia 4 is a pretty good one. Hypothermia 3 is generally what I do if I'm low on money because it has the cheap options for graphics. Hypothermia 4 is my high budget one. And I still have Hypothermia 1, which is my first engine. But I don't use that anymore. So yes, I will get 3D Graphics V3. I'm going to be building a new engine soon. Because there's more advancements for me to make and like new things to support and everything, so I'm going to be making a new engine soon, so they're going to get started on making this. Okay, there we go. Engine is important in an action, story and quest is not very important, gameplay is not very important at all. Yeah, this looks like good. I have linear story, advanced cutscenes. Actually, I don't need a linear story. And these are all different things that you can add. They generally cost a bit of extra cash. They can put more strain on certain things, as you can see here. I need to up my gameplay if I want to add cooperative play. I'm not going to. I don't need that, and it's too expensive. So yeah, this is going to be a fairly average game, not particularly expensive, not particularly cheap. You can always make really cheap, like, text-based games if you want to. It just doesn't, it's not a very good idea. People don't like that. So yes, I'm going to pretty much switch those around. Maybe bring that up a bit more. Better AI, remove the dialogues. And there we go. I think that was the final. Ooh, I am working on a new game, yes. What do you think? Be modest. I never hype it because, this is up here is hype. Basically, I have a bit of an issue here, or I'm taking a risk. If this game doesn't get, rated well, with this much hype, I'm gonna lose fans. Because if you have too much hype on a game and it's terrible, then you'll get an ass ton of money, but your fans will not like you anymore. Okay, I will drop that. Bring that down a bit. World design. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay. So yeah, if you have too much hype and not a good game, your fans will not be happy with you for doing that. So, there we go. Gunsling RPG is... Ooh, that was quite a lot of money. About 5 million in profit. Or, just sales. I don't know about profit. I can actually check the game history. Gunsling RPG profited about 4.1 million. So yeah, that was pretty good. This right here is, efficiency. These people are getting tired. They're my workers. So after I think I finish this game and I fix the bugs, I'm going to send them on a vacation because that will get their productivity back up. Okay, weak Z is ready. I have like very high levels on these things. And now I will release the game. Wait a week. In game time, there's no strong trends. Occasionally trends will pop up that like people like RPGs for some reason, or people like weird combinations for some reason. This is not a particularly good one. Yeah. See the issue here? I don't know what I did wrong. I have no idea what I did wrong. They should focus more on technology. What was the technology rating on that game? I can't tell. Fuck's sake. The technology is pretty much randomly generated. You can get slightly more or slightly more design or a balance if you get certain people who are better trained in technology or design, but it's basically random. So this is not going to be particularly good. I'm going to lose some fans from this game. You are going to go on vacation, and you are going to go on vacation as well, and you will generate a game report on that. Let's see how this does. Yeah, I lost 3.2k fans because that was a terrible game. Or apparently it was. I'm going to lose... See, look at this. This is a game report. This is supposed to help you know what you did wrong. Zombies in action is a great combination. Gameplay seems to be quite important for this type of game. If I remember correctly, I complied with both of those. Well, I didn't comply with the zombies in action thing because that was already there. But I did have high gameplay. So I don't know what I did wrong. We should try to focus our entire team on the development of the game. They're basically telling me to do a medium level game, which are an ass ton more expensive. I don't tend to do unless I'm very confident about a game. So yeah, I'm gonna lose quite a few fans. This might even... Oh no, good. I was a bit worried that it was gonna bring me below 100k fans. That would be a pretty big issue. So yeah, that is Game Dev Tycoon. As you can see, it's a pretty good game, but as TotalBiscuit has said in his review, which I will link in the description, it falls over because you don't know what you did wrong, what you can improve on, or anything. You don't know what you can do. It's just guesswork. Although I have heard that you can go on the wiki and like look up the algorithms that generate the score, but then that's like taking away even more than just, that's like taking away a ton of the game. That's taking away the main point of the game, because you can just create full 10 games through that. What you should be able to do is figure out what's wrong with your game, how to improve them from the reviews and the game reports and everything, but you can't. They don't tell you enough. So yeah. Thanks for watching, guys, or I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for watching, and bye.